Kyle Hamilton, thanks for sitting down with TalkToDrivers.com.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How did you get your start in racing?
Started out in quarter midgets. My dad used to race Legends, and he kind of introduced me to it, and then we went and got a quarter midget, and that's how it all got going.
What races or tracks do you want to run that you have not?
I never ran at IRP. I think it'd be really cool. A lot of grooves, and it's extremely fast.
What do you do for relaxation, non-racing related?
I like to go to the lake, go tubing, that kind of thing. I also enjoy doing BMX bikes. I go to a BMX track sometimes for fun.
Of the old school drivers, who would you like to compete against? Name at least three.
Probably Kenny Irwin Jr., AJ Foy, and Rick Mears.
What is your most memorable racing moment to date?
Probably getting sixth place in my first national midget race. That was pretty exciting. It was 100 laps. I didn't expect it to go that well, but it went awesome.
You're the 2007 Kenya Midget Champion and a 2008 Focus Midget Champ. How does that feel, being so young?
It's pretty cool being young because nobody really expects it at that young of an age, but to go out there and do it kind of boosts your reputation up, I guess. It's pretty awesome.
What do your high school pals think of you driving race cars?
They think it's pretty cool. A lot of them still think they're like, oh, you race little go-karts, but I like trying to explain it to them, but they're starting to get a hang of it now.
Are you planning on going to college after high school?
So far, yeah. I'm not really sure what I want to do as far as degree-wise, but I'm planning on it.
Do you have a favorite racetrack?
Yeah, IRP is my favorite. I've never raced on it, but I love to go watch the midgets there. It's probably my favorite track to watch at.
Do you have a favorite to run?
I'm a big fan of Grundy County Speedway in Illinois. It's pretty cool.
Why?
It's round and it's nice and wide, so there's plenty of room to pass, and you get to go through the actual three stages of the corner: beginning, middle, and end.
Who was your first car owner?
My first car owner was my dad, and back in quarter midgets.
What are your racing goals, your career racing goals?
Like a lot of young drivers, I'd love to go to NASCAR or IndyCar. It'd be awesome to race in the Indy 500, but if that doesn't go, I'd still love to race midgets and sprint cars. They're my favorite thing to do.
Do you like the quarter miles or the half miles better?
I've raced on a half mile one time, and I actually really enjoyed it because there's tons of room to pass, and you could kind of experiment with different lines rather than still running just hugging the bottom.
What has been your most amusing, embarrassing moment in racing today?
Probably back real early in my career in quarter midgets, we had an amber-colored visor on, and when I came around for the white flag to put it in the A main, I thought it was a yellow, and I slowed down and didn't make the show. I had to go through the B main and start in the back, but it was pretty embarrassing. I took that visor off and haven't used one in a while.
Kyle Hamilton, thanks for sitting down with TalkToDrivers.com.
Thanks.